Oh my ever loving God.
Ooh.
This is the line that we're talking about. This is the line that has been jumping like fish out of a pond on a hot summer day when you're fly fishing. All the romantic ideas of what that looks like. I don't know. I've never gone fly fishing. I don't even like being on a fucking lake. But this line has moved 6 points. Massive swing since the Eagles Monday Night Football loss. 6 points. Kudos to you, Simon. Sunday night, we're doing the show. You saw the Saints 2.5. You liked it at 2.5. Now you might be able to get a middle. Um, Time to break out that old chestnut by Maren Morris, Matt Mitchell. Why don't you just meet me in the middle? You know, the Target commercial from a few years ago. That's really like the question is, do we think about the Eagles now?
Yeah, and I also want to say off the top so we don't lose all of our outdoor listeners. I believe fly fishing is mainly done on rivers, but I love the idea
Rivers,
of doing it in a lake.
whatever. 220, 221, whatever it takes.
Yeah,
A
like
river's not running through this house, buddy.
this is usually me and Chad no brainer fire away right away on this Eagles team after all this movement because this what I said on the show was I was okay. What did the Eagles do deserve to be -2.5 favorites on the road against this team? And we didn't even talk. That's without AJ Brown as well. Going back and watching this Saints team, I believe they had the fourth most in NFL history of points put up through 2 weeks. You got to show them some respect. Like that was a disrespectful line. The pros came in, they destroyed that number from these books. Enough that they've moved it through 3 key numbers at this point, Chad, right? I think Evan talked about it. I think middle of Saturday, maybe even Sunday morning, it was -3.5. Then it went to 2.5. Then it went to a pick. Then they went to -1 on the Saints. Now they're up to -3 at a lot of the books on the Saints team. So pretty incredible. If this gets up to 3.5 and all the money, all the bets are on this Saints team, me and Chad are probably going to end up on this Eagles team on the other side, taking that 3.5. But you have no rush. Someone like me, I'm going to hit the 3 now because I do have the 2.5 and a 3 on the Saints. That's the dream middle spot. Even if it's a little amount because I didn't get that much money down, it's still a nice spot to be on in this game where you really could easily see this land in between those two numbers. I mean, both these teams, we expect them to put up a lot of points on offense. The Saints team, we don't really know what to make of it, right? I mean, this Clint Kubiak kid comes in there and he's running this Shanahan system, and it's working. Like you watch Kamara in this run scheme, play action passes for Derek Carr, it is all working. So that's why it's like I'm a little scared, like probably like Chad is, where it's like, man, this ain't the Saints of last year. They like even going back watching all the motion, the movement they have, the blocking scheme, all of it just looks so well prepared and such a good team, not just defensively but offensively as well. So I get why the books have moved this number so much, Chad. But we're talking about at what point does that move too much? And I think we've reached that point. Like you're giving me a 3.5 on the Eagles. If it gets there, that's too tempting for me to pass on. So just let the money keep coming in, see if you can get a better number. But if you want the Saints now, I mean, Bet365 sells a 2.5 on the Saints. If you want it, go grab it because I think me and Chad talked about it. I don't know how much longer that's going to last.
Teams that open as an underdog and close as a favorite the past 5 years since 2019 is about 160 games, 44% against the spread.
Yep.
So that is the Saints. By the way, it's also the Titans. It's also the Seahawks, also the Ravens. And I will tell you, the Titans are an interesting game that we're going to get to. So are the Seahawks and Ravens, but for different reasons. So I like the trend, foreshadowing. When we talk about Miami, talk about Dallas, could be interesting.